Have you ever looked up at the night sky and just felt small? We like to think we've got a handle on the rules of the universe, right? Gravity, physics, how planets form. But what if I told you that out there, in the dark, we're finding things that completely break those rules? Let's take a tour of the impossible. I mean, is it ever? We're about to visit the cosmic misfits, the planets, the storms, and even entire galaxies that, according to our own science, really shouldn't exist. But they do, and they're making us question, well, everything. And you might think we have to look light years away to find this kind of weirdness. Nope, the strangeness starts right here in our own backyard. We call Earth the blue planet, the water world. But you know what? It's not even close to being the wettest place in the solar system. Check out Jupiter's moon, Europa. Hiding under that icy crust is an ocean so gigantic it holds more water than all of Earth's oceans combined. 320 kilometers per hour. That's not a race car. That's the wind speed inside a storm on Saturn. But here's the crazy part. The storm is a perfect hexagon, a geometric weather pattern wider than our entire planet. How does that even happen? Okay, so our neighbors are a little strange, but trust me, that's nothing. Once we venture out into the wider galaxy, the laws of physics start to feel more like gentle suggestions. You heard that right. That is not a typo. Welcome to a planet called Gliese 436b. It's a world that completely defies logic. It's a place where you can find ice that is literally on fire. So, how? So here's the trick. Gravity. The planet's pull is just so ridiculously strong that it crushes the water molecules together. It squeezes them so hard that they're forced to stay solid, even when they're scorching hot at over 270 degrees Celsius. It's a state of matter that we never thought could exist, but there it is. All right, so if burning ice wasn't quite enough for you, how about a world where it rains glass? Oh, and it doesn't rain down, it rains sideways. This place, HD 189733b, looks like a beautiful blue marble from far away. But up close, it's one of the most terrifying places we've ever found. So that gorgeous blue color, yeah, that's not from oceans. It's from a haze of silicate particles in the atmosphere. You know, glass. And those particles get whipped around by winds blowing at nearly 9,000 kilometers per hour, creating a never-ending storm of sideways, molten glass. We think of Saturn as the ringed planet, right? Well, compared to this absolute monster, Saturn is a rank amateur. Meet J1407b, a planet so extreme they nicknamed it Super Saturn, and for very good reason. Just to put this in perspective, if we swapped Saturn out for this planet in our own solar system, its rings would dominate our night sky. They would look many, many times bigger than a full moon. Can you even imagine that? An absolutely spectacular and impossible sight. See, these worlds aren't just cool curiosities. They're actually breaking our scientific models. They're proof that the universe has way more tricks up its sleeve for building planets than we ever dreamed of. It's sending us right back to the drawing board. But hey, planets are just the beginning. Now we're gonna zoom out, way out. We're gonna look back to the very dawn of time, where we found things that challenge our ideas about how the entire universe even got started. The James Webb Space Telescope is basically our time machine. We built it to see the very first flickers of light after the Big Bang. But when it peered into that ancient darkness, it didn't find cosmic infants. It found giants. So all our theories predicted that this early in the universe, 500 million years or so after the Big Bang, galaxies should be small, messy, just getting started. Instead, Webb found 6 huge galaxies that were already as massive and mature as our own Milky Way. Scientists are literally calling these universe breakers, and it's easy to see why. They're just too big, too old, and too perfect to exist that early.
It's like planting an acorn and coming back a week later to find a giant, fully grown oak tree. It just doesn't make any sense.
And this isn't some minor detail we need to adjust. This suggests a fundamental piece of our cosmic origin story might be completely wrong. We are staring into a thrilling and honestly, a kind of terrifying new mystery.
So when we're faced with this huge, bizarre, rule-breaking cosmos, it kind of makes you wonder, where do we fit into all of this? Well, as it turns out, against this impossible backdrop, we've already sent out a little message of our own. Way back in 1977, we launched the Voyager spacecraft. And on board, we attached a message, a greeting intended for anyone or anything that might stumble upon it drifting through the great cosmic ocean.
It's called the Golden Record. It's a time capsule, our mixtape for the cosmos, really. It was designed to last for 1 billion years, carrying the story of a very tiny, very curious species that lives on a small blue dot.
And think about what we chose to send. The sound of a kiss, the music of Bach and Chuck Berry, pictures of our world, and even a map that bravely points right back to us, saying, "Here we are." It's a portrait of us sailing into the unknown.
When you think about those burning ice planets, those universe-breaker galaxies, that sideways glass rain, this little golden disk seems impossibly fragile, doesn't it? But it's also so incredibly profound. It's our voice in the cosmic wilderness.
You know, this quote about discovering those early galaxies, it really captures the whole feeling of this journey. From our own solar system to the very edge of time, the universe just consistently and wonderfully defies all our expectations.
We live in a cosmos where impossibilities are real. They're out there, which just leaves you wondering, as we keep pointing our telescopes at the sky, what's the next rule we're about to find out was made to be broken?